Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing a little bit of an old school vibe, get ready with me, which I don't typically do, but since there's like a topic to talk about, I figured it'd be interesting because I don't like to just put on makeup and have nothing to say, or I just didn't want to talk about this like very formally, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm just in my room, which I never do my makeup here either. And I put my lotion on already. It's Clinique Moisture Surge, but I think I'm gonna put a little more moisture. Stuff is so good. So Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian. Okay, yes, I'm talking about the Kardashians. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is, one, it's super trending right now. It's very popular and people are really interested in the drama and what's going on in the Kardashian world. But two, I like to talk about these things because I feel like it's very relevant to what we women want out of life and our desires. Because I think if we keep it real, all of us, a little part of us, has like a desire to be or have something that the Kardashians have. Like a little part of us wants something that they have, whether it's the clothes they wear, the traveling that they do, the access to everything, the access to dating a celebrity, money, just the limelight, like there's something that triggers us to want to watch them. I think that we have a longing for stuff that they have, in a way. Oh my god, something in my eye. Okay, let me bring this down a little bit. So yeah, Tristan Thompson cheats on Khloe multiple times. You guys can look at other videos to see. I'm not going to get too much into it, but I did want to just share that. And she's pregnant and about to have a baby, which I'm sure you guys already know. It's actually really heartbreaking, especially just because the baby is getting brought into this like drama, and you know, it's just sad. But anyway, the thing is, like, I brought them into this because I was thinking, like, so many of us, most women, have this, like, we're just drawn to, attracted to, or have this desire to be with someone who's exciting and maybe a little bit of a risk, you know, or a challenge, or just someone that's gonna excite us, someone who's got their stuff together and who has money and success. But then we also want someone who's got a good head on their shoulders, good heart, good moral values, someone that's not going to cheat on us. You know what I mean? And it's really, really unrealistic to have this high expectation in one area and then a high expectation in the other area. And I just think, like, we need to shift the focus more on what are we bringing to the table, and what energy and what are we putting out that's attracting that type of man. If we're constantly looking for this excitement and getting into these relationships that are exciting, and then turn out to be so, like, bad for us, there has to be some kind of pattern. There's got to be something that, you know, we can prevent, or we can, you know, do to stop that. I'm not saying like every situation is your fault, or if you get cheated on, it's your fault, or, you know, if you're abused in any way or anything, it's your fault. I'm not at all. I'm saying, but if it's a pattern, a continual pattern, that these are the relationships that you're getting into, then we have to stop and ask ourselves, what's going on with us? What are we doing that's attracting this? Like, why are we attracted to this? Why are we allowing this into our lives? What's the foundation of this relationship from the beginning? Do you know what I mean? And see patterns in history that are red flags, and whether or not we're choosing to continue in it. Because you know what? I've lived through that. I've lived through, I want the excitement, I want all this stuff, and then, you know, but I also want this and this and that, and, you know, let me get involved, and then it's exciting, and oh, I'm going on my emotions, and then bam, my heart's broken. You know what I mean? I get that. I mean, I've experienced it. And I think so many of us, I think the problem is that we just are constantly living our lives and basing our actions off our emotion. Constantly. It's like, let me do this because I feel like this. Or let me explore this, or, you know, see what comes from this because I want this and I feel this way. And, you know, I want excitement. I want a challenge. I want to see what happens if I, you know, pursue this. Or sometimes we just kind of see where it goes and allow things into our life with red flags because we are basing off not the fact that we want excitement, or just the fact that we don't feel like waiting or sacrificing time or sacrificing energy to wait for the right person. We want things now. We want to be satisfied now. We want fulfillment now. We want instant gratification. And so that opens the door for settling or something that's not necessarily good for us, you know, in that moment. Because it's all based off on our emotions. And we're all guilty of it, you know what I mean? We're all guilty of that. But I think that the discussion here is like, I just think we need to be more aware of ourselves and more aware of the decisions we make, more in tune with our emotions and what we have to offer. Like, if we focus more on bettering ourselves as women and strengthening our weaknesses, building our self-confidence, building upon our strengths and like what gifts we have and talents and what our life goals are and what we bring to the table. If we put all the focus more on that and knowing it will build our confidence. It'll build our platforms and our, you know, careers and our, I don't know the word I'm thinking. Basically what we bring to the table. And so I think with that, settling is just not an option. You know what I mean? Because we have so much to offer. I think oftentimes it's like our lack of confidence and our lack of what we have, that we want something to fulfill us and satisfy us and maybe kind of rescue us from our own failure, our own insecurity. But it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to live like in a way that I feel like the world is completely opposite. Living the more narrow path, making good decisions, you know, restraining from every desire we have. Because one, everyone around you is fulfilling their voids with just non-lasting gratifications. Like, here's an example. It's like, okay, everyone's in a relationship around you, everyone's having fun around you, and you're like, where's my man? Where's my love? Where's my excitement? So there you just kind of settle for whatever's around you, because you're just like, all right, everyone else is, you know what I mean? Like, but that doesn't mean that they're in a great relationship or in the great, or they're happy, you know? In the moments they might be. But this is what I'm saying. It's like, you can find yourself excitement. You can find yourself an attractive person, and you could be in that moment and feel like excitement, but it doesn't mean that they're the right person. And oftentimes I feel like women and young women just go into these things either just fleeting because of I want that excitement and it's just going to be that, or I'm hoping that this can be more and they'll grow and mature and we'll mature together and I'll help them. But often enough we don't think about the consequences of, okay, we're going into this excitement, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be like that high for a little while and then maybe a little more, but with excitement comes feelings and emotions, and those feelings and emotions turn into love, and then love, it's like, then you're stuck because you're in love with this person that's not necessarily good for you or healthy for you, and not necessarily thinking about the way you feel, the way, because you want them to be better, but they don't necessarily care about bettering you or bettering themselves. If that makes sense. So you're invested now, you know, based off of an emotion. What would the world be if every woman decided, I'm not gonna settle, and I'm definitely not having sex with you until, I don't know, we're in a seriously committed relationship, I have a ring, or I'm married. I'm not even gonna say married because honestly there's so many people that don't wait till they're married, and I'm not judging you, I'm just saying, like, realistically, in my moral value, in my, you know what I mean, I believe you should, but doesn't mean I'm judging you. Or, but I'm saying, like, in general, if you didn't wait to, if you waited to not have, if you waited for sex for a long period of time, where rather than like the first date, the first couple dates, the first week, the first month, you know what I mean? If women just didn't jump into things based off emotion, men would have to learn to get their shit together. You know what I mean? Because we're not allowing it. Or if every woman turned down a guy who they smelt the bowl and they were like, nah, and they just didn't even go for it, like, what would happen? They would be like, oh crap, like, I have to do something different, you know what I mean? But because we're attracted to that excitement and to that, like, edge, that, you know, a little bit of risk, it just, the pattern continues, and it's never gonna stop either, because it's just how, it's not realistic. But in your own happiness and what you desire, I can't do my makeup and do this at the same time. It's really hard. I hope I'm making sense. I feel like I'm just blabbering, but like in my mind, like I know what I'm talking about, kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, as women, I just know we can control so much. We really can. We can allow so much, and we can also, like, we have the power. Whether you agree or not, I know women have the power. You have the power. You are the one that has the goods, okay? We just automatically assume that men have the power. Because sometimes you get caught up in, like, I need him, I want him, you know, I need to get him before someone else does. That kind of a mindset. But, like, if you know, if you have confidence and you know you can have that person, or you can have any man that you want, which you can, because you have that power. Women have that. You just have to work on yourself. You have to have the focus on your goals, your future, who you are, everything you bring to the table, bettering yourself, mind, body, soul. You know what I mean? And once you realize that and get that confidence, like things shift. Like, and men are drawn to that because they know your value and your worth, and you're not settling, and you're not just going around. And yeah, you know what? People say, well, it's a double standard for men and women. We should have equally, like, it shouldn't be like, oh, we have to wait, we have to sacrifice, but you know what? Reality is, in this world, we do have to act a certain way. We do have to uphold ourselves more. Because I believe that women have more of the power if you allow it to have the power. Does that make sense? Anyway, I don't know how this turned into like, get your power on, like get your girl, I don't know. I don't know, I've always been intrigued with that though, with the dynamic of men and women, and how confidence is such a factor, and how women who like uphold themselves and carry themselves a certain way and don't allow certain things, the way that men interact with that. Confidence in yourself and not allowing certain things and playing that woman role of being pursued and respected is key. But, you know, that's just my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? I had to do my brows and just like kind of get the rest of it going because this can take way too long. But hold on. What I want to leave off with is this, like, you deserve happiness, you deserve confidence, you deserve better. I feel like a lot of you who are experiencing that or have experienced that or are currently going through something, like, you're aware, you may be aware of it already, and you may be aware of your flaws or what you're lacking or what, like, what the same pattern, and you're like, I always get myself into this, like, I know, but it's really just making the change. It's really about discipline, you know? And I actually just filmed, I'll probably go up after this now that I think about it, because I wasn't expecting to film this. It was just basically me just being disappointed in myself because of lack of discipline in certain things, and, you know, just sharing that with you guys, but that'll go up after maybe. But, you know, it's just putting in the work and the effort and yourself. You know what I mean? And that is the hard part, but at the end of the day, that's what's going to that's what's necessary in order for change. And if you don't change, then there isn't going to be any other different pattern than what's already been happening, you know? You know, like, if you want a man who's super successful and has all the money and has like his stuff together, but you're just living the same way and you're not on that level at all, like, how do you expect that? Why should you get that and then he not get that equally? If you want a godly man who is going to love you and respect you and have moral value, you have to be on that level as well. You can't just want that out of someone. You have to be that person. You know, and that goes for people who are in relationships now or are married, you know. I can't expect my husband to do and be all of the greatness that I know he's going to be without trying to get to that as well, without working on myself, without bettering myself, without compromise, without sacrifice. You know what I mean? So it goes in all areas, not just in getting a relationship. But anyway, that's what I wanted to leave off with, guys. What are your thoughts on this topic, on what you want and what women want typically? Do you agree with my views? And feel free to disagree and comment your thoughts. Do you know? That's it. I'm gonna go. Well, actually, I'm gonna like finish getting ready on my face. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. I guess I'll see you guys in my next video, and subscribe if you're not already. Love you guys. Ciao!